morning, everyone. It's Christine from Happy Sleepers, and I'm really excited to be here with you this morning. I'm here to give you some tips and tricks how to improve your baby's sleep. But today we're going to talk about transitioning naps. So how to go from two naps to one, or from one nap to none, or just in general how to get rid of the naps. So at Happy Sleepers, when I work with clients, I have the general rule: if your baby doesn't fall asleep within less than 10 minutes for naps or bedtime, your baby is not tired enough and it needs more awake time. But again, that's not always the case, because if your baby is teething, he might be uncomfortable and he needs, Nurofen or something half an hour before bed to make him comfortable. Because if a baby is uncomfortable, he's just not going to fall asleep. Okay. With newborns, the other way can be also true. If your baby is overtired, they work themselves up instead of down, and then it can also be very difficult to put your baby down. But if you've got those things down pat, your baby is not overtired, you've worked with the awake times according to your baby's age, and if it's really difficult for you to read your baby's tired signs, I do have this maximum awake time table, if you want to have a look at that. If you need more of a guide, what awake times your baby needs at that specific age. So if you follow the awake time table, or you follow your baby's sleep cues or tired cues, and you put your baby down when he's tired, and he doesn't fall asleep within less than 10 minutes, he might need a little bit more awake time. So even when babies are fully sleep trained, that rule applies until they stop napping, which can be up until 3 years of age. So, and that's how you're gonna get rid of the naps, because if your baby is on 3 naps, we usually work on a 7 to 7 schedule at Happy Sleepers. It just makes it a lot easier. 12 hours during the day for, to fit in all your baby's naps and food, and then the baby needs 12 hours overnight to sleep. Okay, so if you wake your baby up at 7 o'clock, you follow the awake time, your baby falls asleep within less than 10 minutes, and then if your baby has 3 naps, you never ever wake your baby up from the first 2 naps. Okay, you just let him be. Let his body do what his body wants to do. If your baby wants to sleep for 2 hours, great. You just let him be. So if your baby has a wake time, say, of 2 hours, so you put your baby down, say, around 9 o'clock. You let him sleep. He wakes up, say, at 11 o'clock. 2 hours from there is 1 o'clock. You let your baby go down for his next nap at 11 o'clock, and he sleeps for 11, 12, 1 till 1 o'clock, and then that's how you continue with the naps, okay? But then your baby needs to be awake 2 hours before bedtime. So if your baby is going down at 7, your baby must be awake at 5 o'clock. So if your baby is still asleep at 5 o'clock, you need to wake your baby up so he's tired enough to go to sleep at 7 o'clock, okay? But where the awake times and the nap transition falls into place is if your baby needs 2 hours to fall asleep, but today he cries and he cries and it takes him 20 minutes to fall asleep, the next nap you give him 10 minutes more awake time. And if you're always going to apply that rule that your baby needs to fall asleep within less than 10 minutes for naps, and you gradually increase the nap, the awake time, you gradually gonna get rid of the naps, because your awake time is gonna increase and you're not gonna have enough time for another nap. So if your baby starts sleeping for 2 hours and now the next awake time is 2.5 hours, there's just not gonna be enough time in the day for a third nap. But I also say the earliest you can ever put your baby down for the night is 6 o'clock. You can genuinely put your baby down at 6 o'clock at night. That doesn't mean your baby is going to wake up early. My kids slept 13 hours many times when they were still napping in their baby time. So please don't think that if you're going to put your baby down at 6 o'clock, that all of a sudden your baby's going to start waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay? So usually when we start skipping naps, whether it's the third or the second nap, the babies go down at 6 o'clock, just because it's that transition phase. And usually it takes a baby about 4 weeks to adjust not having that specific nap. Okay, so more specific with 2 naps, if your baby is having 2 naps and you want to transition to 1 nap, how does that look like? Usually with 2 naps, the naps are 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So you put your baby down, say at 10 o'clock and then at 2 o'clock. But now you put your baby down at 10 o'clock, the normal time, but now he's refusing the afternoon nap because he's just not tired enough. So now your awake time at the end of the day is too long. Your baby is going to be overtired and you're just not going to it's going to be really difficult to put your baby down at 7 o'clock then, because or probably at 6 o'clock because he's so overtired. Okay, so what I say then is try to push your baby in the morning. So that first nap or that nap can't happen before 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so put your baby down at 11 o'clock in the morning for his nap. Now you're skipping the second nap and you just let him sleep for that 1 nap, and then you put him down at 6 o'clock at night. Okay, he might be a little bit tired, but that's how we do that. And then over a 4-week period, you put him down 15 minutes later. So 11:15, 6:15, 11:30, 6:30, and that's how you gradually get your baby to 12 and 7 again. So that's how you transition your baby from 2 naps to 1 nap. Now your baby is on 1 nap, and I want you to see that 1 nap as an onion. Okay, this is the onion. This side of the onion is going down for the nap, and this side of the onion is going down at bedtime. Okay, so now you put the baby down at 12 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Okay, so now your baby at 12 o'clock, your baby takes 20 minutes to fall asleep for the nap. Okay, tomorrow you're going to put your baby down at 10 past 12. Okay, so you're cutting on this side of the onion because you're peeling off from the nap on this side. Okay, now you let your baby sleep till 2 o'clock. Okay, because he needs the awake time on the other side to be tired enough to go down at 7 o'clock. Okay, so you let him sleep till 2. Okay, now you struggle to get your baby down at 7 o'clock. He's just not tired enough because you let him sleep till 2. Okay, your baby needs more awake time before bedtime. So now you wake your baby up, say at 10 to 2. So 10 minutes more of awake time. So now you've cut 10 minutes on this side and 10 minutes on this side of the onion because your baby is growing older. Okay, and that's what you do over time. You keep on cutting on the nap, you know, for bedtime, and you put your baby down later and later in the afternoon. And at the end of the day, if you do that, you're only going to have 30 minutes left in the middle. It doesn't matter what time it is. It's usually around 1. You let your baby sleep till, say, from 1:45 till 1:15. And then you get your baby down in 10 minutes and he falls asleep within 10 minutes at bedtime. But now your baby struggles. You're still struggling to get him down. Your baby is probably, or your toddler is probably around 2.5, 3 years old, and he just doesn't want that nap anymore. So what we do now you decide, okay, this is not working, we need to cut this nap. Okay, I'm struggling to get my baby down or my toddler down. Now you have a rest time. Okay, you're cutting the nap. We had enough naps now. Okay, now you have a rest time. So from 12 till 1, you have a rest time. Okay, so there's no active play. Your toddler can watch some DVDs or puzzle or Lego or reading or whatever, but there's no active play from 12 till 1. Okay, and then usually, again, because your toddler is getting used to no naps, you put your toddler down at 6 o'clock, and then usually it takes them about 4 to 6 weeks to get used to not having that nap. I hope this helps. If you need any help with your baby sleeping, please go to my website, www.happysleepers.com.au, and I'm more than happy to help you out with your baby sleeping. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.